Previously on Ghostpia,
We haven't showered for 100 years.
and now for more friendly ghosts. Hello, BakaWashu here, and welcome back to Ghostpia. Alright, I guess this is just a typical dinner with, Sayoko here. It's like a dream. That's supposed to mean something good, right? As in, I never expected a present like this. It's like a dream. In any case, I'm currently in a room even fancier than Pacifica's place. The fireplace is so warm. And it's it's a different sort of warmth compared to electric heating. I'm eating ham. We all are, actually. There's a ham as big as my head on the table. And we're eating it with gusto for some reason. The world is silent, save for the clattering of tableware, the chewing of ham, and the occasional crackling of firewood. It's almost as if everything outside this room has been annihilated, and the world exists only for us to eat ham. And when I say us, I mean, me. An unfamiliar girl, and a crying nun with a bloody nose. She's the one eating the most. This situation is very much like a dream. The softness of the high pile rug seems to numb my senses. It's like a dream. I ponder that thought again. The situation we're in is indeed like a dream. How long are we gonna, point this gun at this poor nun? But is that a good thing? It certainly doesn't feel like a good thing. At least, that's what I think to myself as I prod the nun's temple with my pistol. You know what? I guess it doesn't matter, though, because, well, we're ghosts. I remembered something. Just that it happened, I didn't remember how I felt about it or anything. It was as if I were simply watching a slideshow in an empty audio-visual room, completely disinterested. Did that happen for real? As soon as I start to question it, my body feels like it's floating. My limbs clench for something to grab onto, and then I find myself on my bed. I'd woken up. Was that a dream? That was strange. I spaced out for a while, but then I remember what I have to do and get out of bed. I gotta go to Pacifica's place. Pacifica wanted to throw a welcome party for the new ghost in town, which I thought was an interesting idea. Pacifica also wanted to patch things up between me, her, and Anya. My outfit is simple, it doesn't take me long to get ready. I just need to put on my coat and I'm good to go. That's one lackadaisical, amnesiac ghost ready to go. But when I grab the doorknob, it feels much chillier than usual. I hope I can start filling the void inside me at least a little. Hopefully I'm not so empty that the wind blows me away. I head outside. It's been a long time since I've gone outside during peak ghost hours instead of leaving close to dawn. In fact, it's been so long I've forgotten when the last time was, which means it might as well be my first time. Look at 'em all. As expected, the ghosts are taking their distance from me, so I walk as quietly as I can, even trying to stifle the sound of my steps on the snow. I try my best to smile and be the friendliest ghost I can be. I'm trying to interact with the other ghosts more, so I need to get used to it. And I need them to get used to me. I don't know if I can, but I have to try. I hate it when people look at me, though. Even if they don't say anything, it makes my skin tingle. It's as if gazes have mass.
God, get alive, people.
In fact, gazes are kind of like ghosts, not exactly sure how to elaborate on that thought. But they just are. Well, in any case, it looks like I'll take quite a bit of time for me to get used to walking around in public. Once I take a turn off of Main Street, I get to a somewhat quiet residential area. I instantly feel relieved. It's much easier for me to walk when there aren't many people around. Pacifica's house is at the end of this long street, almost there. The path to Pacifica's house requires passing through Main Street. It's always a little tough getting here. I wish Anya could have picked me up. She can drive. But ever since that incident, I think it's best to not get into her car. That said, if she still had that car and gave me a ride, that'd be nice. I know it's an unreasonable hope, but I'm free to imagine. If I can imagine things like that, then I guess I'm relatively calm. I'm suddenly caught off guard when somebody calls out to me. I nearly jump out of my skin, and that's when I realize how careless I'd been. You got time, little missy? A scraggly voice calls out to me, the sound of someone prying open the rusty trunk of a totaled car. It's so grating and abrupt it makes me shiver a bit. It's the old man. Yes, old man. I do have time. I give him a weird answer without thinking. How embarrassing. It's because he caught me off guard. I mean, what time is it? I suppose I misplaced my their wristwatch. Oh. The owner of the voice is sitting in the walkway leaning on the side of a building with his legs out. Could you imagine being homeless for...
Are those mushrooms going out of his body?
What? Could you imagine being homeless for all eternity? Don't you think that, like, at some point you could just, like, move into a different house? Or is it just like, nope, you died this way. You're this way forever. Or, like, dying old. Wouldn't you, like, die and be a prime age, so to speak? Your healthiest age? If I had to describe the old man in one word, that'd be dirty. He's literally sitting on the dirt, so he looks even dirtier. It's hard to fathom it in a town like this, but he appears to be homeless. Pathetic. If he doesn't have a home, he probably doesn't have a bathtub either. That said, I've got both a home and a bathtub. I rarely bathe, so I guess I'm not one to talk. So, do I look this disgusting to other people? Oof. How do I explain this? This town doesn't do clocks. The very concept of the passage of time doesn't exist here. So we don't have calendars or clocks. We just have physiological sense of what time it is, I guess. I never really thought about it. Maybe it's just me being stupid and everyone else does indeed have clocks and schedules to keep up with. I feel kinda lonely when I think about it like that. Could have sworn I had it, but it's gone now. What a bummer. It was always accurate and liable. Told me when I was waking time, lunchtime, and that time, of course. The old man's accent is so thick it's a little hard for me to understand. When he stops talking, it gets real quiet. I can hear the bustling of Main Street in the distance. It's like the roar of waves. My ears start to ring. Honestly, I don't like talking for long. I could just run away from it all, but I want to be a good, proper ghost. So I decide to answer him honestly. I don't have a watch, so ask someone else, please. Okay, bye. I start walking before I finish talking. Hold right there! Eep. I freeze at his sudden yell. My wife said she'll be back by 3 o'clock. That's what she said, so I wait, but she ain't come, so at 3. I go look for her, but she ain't been nowhere to be found.
Won't my wife be back soon? The kid came back, so I think. Someone's all her back, right? That priest guy was all like annoyed and such, so really? So now I know, like I always ever knew. Someone must have stolen by them their wristwatch.
Eep. I'm scared. I got a feeling that things are always gonna get worse.
My wife said you're the culprit.
He's clearly not in his right mind. But I think we're somewhat alike in a way. Nope, wasn't me. We both lost something, but I'm not sure what. It's a cruel irony to wander around looking for something when you don't even know what it is you're looking for. It's incredibly frightening to think that he and I look alike to those around us.
Zoya, wouldn't lie to me. Why, I oughta learn you a lesson.
As I give him a look of pity, I imagine the very same look being pointed at me by Pacifica or Anya. Just thinking about it is so... I lose my footing. It's been ages since I've last felt an earthquake. Obviously, it's all in my head. This town's never had an earthquake. Oh my god, he's stripping. Booyah! For some reason, seriously, why the elderly man strips off his clothes and lunges at me. I barely dodge, but what if I didn't react in time? I shudder at the thought. I gotta run. I slip past the elderly man and head to Main Street. It's not a place I'd like to go, but it's much better than sticking around here. I'm seriously starting to worry that I've been sealed away in a world with just me and the elderly man. I can hear rough breathing approaching from behind. I'm so dizzy I can't get proper footing. The narrow path seems like an infinite corridor. This town only has 1,024 people, so it's no surprise that the population density is low. I'm not sure why that thought passed through my head. Guess my brain just wants to escape from reality. By the time I leap out into the bustling Main Street, I'm out of breath despite not having run that long of a distance. I don't scream for help. I wanted to, but I hesitated at the last moment. The ghosts look at me with fear in their eyes since I rush so suddenly out onto Main Street.
Just say you're being chased by a hobo.
I feel like this has happened before. I could suddenly feel the cold snow through my boots again. My nose tangles. The elderly man catches up to me wearing just his undershirt.
Finally gotcha.
Please stop already. I shout. Part of my brain, or rather a part of me, says you should have just ignored him from the start. The elderly man stops and stares. Did my shouting catch him off guard? What? The elderly man's begin to water. It's not because of the snow. He's crying.
Why am I alone? Why won't nobody love me? Where?
His cries echo even louder than my shout. What's his problem? I want to know. I really do. This is really uncomfortable. It's like when somebody points out something that you just can't unthink. I'm starting to get nervous here. I don't know. I avert my eyes and walk away. Throw some change at him. Taking a bit of a detour, but Pacifica's house isn't too far away. And this time, I'll make sure to ignore everyone. The elderly man stops crying when I start walking. The path clears. Crunch, crunch. The snow crackles underfoot. The ghosts chattered, their voices masked by that faint sound. I keep walking. I know the answers to your questions, little missy. I don't stop walking. He's bluffing.
I'll tell you the town's secrets.
Don't stop walking, you idiot.
You want to know why you're here and what exactly this town is, don't ya, little missy?
I turn.
Oh boy.
I turned around, didn't I? A minor blunder. The whispers of the ghosts and all the other various smaller sounds seemed to fade into the distance, as if I had turned down the volume knob on the TV little by little. I can even hear a static noise deep within my ears. The elderly man notices my piqued interest and hums to himself in satisfaction. The glitter in his eyes is somewhat frightening, but also somewhat intriguing, which is why I can't just look away.
Everyone, and I mean everyone's gotten used to it. But this here town's strange, don't you think?
The noise in my ears gets louder.
I think it's strange, and so do you. We're the same.
No. I don't want to be put on the same level as this elderly man, but that's not the only thing that's making me uncomfortable.
But we are alike. Don't you think it's time we joined hands?
I'm scared. But why? It's probably because I'm not mentally prepared to hear the answers to the questions I've always had. Now that they're within grasp, I'm faltering. Together we can put an end to this here sealed away era.
It's a win-win situation, see?
I'm curious, but I don't want to know. You know, it's like when somebody at school says they know your crush's crush. In the worst case scenario, that curiosity could make me turn out like him. The elderly man takes a step forward. He reaches his arms out, as if offering me salvation. Unfortunately, deep down in my heart somewhere, I do want salvation. So, what do you say? Dude, he just wants a hug, look at him. The noise grows louder.
No, please no.
I reject him twice for good measure, because I almost impulsively took him up on his offer.
Why not? It's simple, you know?
He takes another step forward. He, grabs my hands. His hands are so much bigger than mine, and they're warmer than they look.
I know! Why don't you be my daughter?
What he said just now snaps me wide awake, as if he had woken up from a dream. The elderly man's weird undershirt, his clearly abnormal mental state, my loneliness.
Well, things are a bit backwards from how I planned, but it's no biggie.
He starts swinging my hands around as if giving me double handshake.
Knowing my daughter's loving honey, she's sure to come home if I bring her home a daughter, or else there ain't no God.
Oh God, he's crazy. Is this some sort of scam? Maybe it isn't. But I'm getting really annoyed now. Sorry, but I've got to go.
You can't go.
He won't let me go. His grip is surprisingly tight for an elderly man. Don't underestimate old man strength.
Let go. No, I ain't ever letting you go. Not again. I can't help you. I just need somebody. Anyone. It don't matter who.
Someone. Anyone. It doesn't matter who. Those words cut deep.
And that's why. Lapet fuck!
I hurl the elderly man away without even thinking about it. Somehow I just know that if somebody's gripping your hands and in your face and they just so happen to be taller and lighter than you, they're easy to throw down. But when did I learn that? The elderly man's back crashes against the wall of a building. He says only that before losing consciousness. If it doesn't matter who it is, then pick someone. Anyone other than me. He probably can't hear me, but I just wanted to say that. I feel a bit more courageous now. But that must have lost me some points with the town's ghosts again. Nuh-uh. If they don't take your side, creepy old guy grabbing your hands and you defending yourself, they're awful people. Whew. Oof. I thought I'd be more shaken after injuring someone, but oddly enough, I'm not that shook. I'm calm enough to walk and think about how long it'll take for me to get to Pacifica's and if word of the incident will spread. Oh, right. The new ghost should be here by now. I'm sure Anya's gonna talk about me in an exaggerated way, and Pacifica will rebuke her for it. And that's when I come in, calling Anya names like Poopy Doo-Doo Head, and Pacifica will agree with me. I wonder if the new girl will laugh. I bet she will. I can't wait to see them all. A siren coming from behind. No way, I think to myself, only for the police car to pull over behind me. Oh, for crying out loud. The audio feedback of a megaphone screeches. This is the police. Mew, stop right there, turn around. Slowly. Megaphones always give voices a particular grating sound. Gee, officer, I didn't know there was a speed limit for pedestrians. If only I could throw out a lighthearted joke like that. I hesitate for a few seconds before turning around. And as a meaningless token of defiance, I turn around at a normal pace instead of slowly. As a coward, that's about as much resistance as I can muster. But that's enough resistance for the man to pull out his gun as soon as he comes within eyesight of me. He's even making sure to partially hide behind the cover of his car door. Look, I don't have a gun or anything, okay? Though I guess I can't help it since I'm an ex-convict. I understand, but that doesn't make it any better. Okay, boys, it's your first job in 9,999 years, so get ready. The location's at, That joke did catch on, huh? He's probably calling for reinforcements on the police radio. I wish he'd cut it out, but unfortunately all I could do is watch. Over. The suspect is... the ninja. Again with the ninja talk. Why do they think I'm a ninja? I'm not a nin. Just turn yourself in, please. We don't want to have to do anything either, you know. Just want to talk. I'm pretty sure talking counts as anything. I almost forgot about it, but that's how cops are. They have this annoying way of acting all buddy-buddy. It's annoying, yeah, but in a way that brings me back. Brings me back to terrible times, that is. I didn't do anything wrong. But there was a report, you know, you assaulted an elderly man, didn't you? Nuh-uh, he grabbed me! I didn't do anything, and I've got somewhere I need to go, so if you'll please excuse me. Okay, so how do you explain the elderly man slumped out over there? Self-defense? Everyone's guilty of excessive force claims self-defense, you know. But, this is a no-but situation. But this is a no-but situation kind of but. This waste of time sluggishly drags on. Sir! Here comes the police. Where is she? Rushing in from the back alleys. Where's the ninja? 3 uniformed officers file into formation. Oh, took you boys long enough. From 3 different paths at the same time. Now then, you mind taking a little trip with us to the station? When their superior gives the word, the officers casually disperse. They block access to the back alleys, trying to prevent me from escaping, surrounding me, as if I'm a criminal, or perhaps criminal ninja to be specific. 2 of them seem like they're just itching to go. The welcome party must have started already. Maybe they sad I'm not there, maybe they're mad. But it's not my fault. When I think about it like that, I start to feel the irritation boiling up from the pit of my stomach, mixed with some other emotions. I want to run away from here. Sorry, but I've got to go. I repeat myself. When I take a step backward, one of the officers takes out his guns by reflex. Fast, precise movements, almost like clockwork. It seems to set off a chain reaction. The other 2 officers draw their guns. I don't have time for this, so I can't stop now. One officer stands in my way, pointing his gun at me. But I still don't stop. I'll shoot, I mean it. You'll shoot and? I ask that question, and then take another step forward. He shoots his gun. It doesn't hit me. Dodging gunfire isn't hard as long as you pay attention to the trigger finger and the way the muzzle's pointing. As someone once said, you can't dodge a bullet, but you can dodge a gun. At least, I think someone said that. Is it true, though? I get the feeling that it didn't really happen. In any case, I snatch the gun from the In any case, I snatch the officer's gun and kick him in the gut, knocking him out. Underneath his thick clothes and thin flesh, I can feel his bones break through the tips of my toes. What the?
We are a ninja!
A ninja? You think I'm a ninja, huh? Then you better not complain when I act all ninja-like. You want me to be a ninja so bad, then fine, I'll be your ninja. You got a problem with that? After a moment's delay, the guns start firing one after another. I leap, since the officers have their sights narrowed to aim. For just a second, it'll probably look like I teleported to them. But a second is all I need. Before they can find where the ninja vanished to, I swoop down and slam my foot into another officer's head, knocking them out. I follow up by training my sights on the 3rd officer mid-air and shoot out both his kneecaps. Unable to stop the momentum of the bullets, his bones and flesh tear open like a pair of red roses. Only the police chief remains. He seems to be preparing something behind the cover of the police car door. Is that the awkward pump action of a shotgun I hear? My suspicions are confirmed when I see him awkwardly pointing a muzzle through the tinted glass. But I don't stop. I hold up one of the felled officers as a human shield as I advance. Do you dare shoot your ally as he still breathes? He dares. I admire your guts, Chief. The police car window shatters. The glass shards twinkle as they dance through the air. But you forget that I can leap. Now you have nothing to show for your guts, and your allies' guts are showing for nothing. As I dodge the wide spread of shotgun pellets, I look down at the astonished face of the chief. I brace the lower half of my body for the landing. Why do you look so surprised? This is what ninjas do, isn't it? It's your own fault. I know I've always wanted to dream, but this is pretty much a nightmare. Before I realize it, I hear the noise in my ears again. My nerves are right on the edge. Soles of my shoes touch the ground. Thankfully, I don't slip on the snow. This is your own fault. Way before he can finish pumping his semi-auto shotgun again, I've got my gun pushed up against the chief's temple. That's not his temple, that's his cranium. Watch as we actually died. Like the first bullet just killed us, and we're gonna wake up in bed. Please put that thing down.
Yes, ma'am.
The chief lets go of his shotgun. He also relinquishes his pistol without me even having to ask. What a reasonable guy. I kicked the guns away. It wasn't my fault. Yeah, I believe you really, but the priest. Priest? At first I'm caught off guard to hear that name, but it makes sense when you realize the priest has the police in the palm of his hand. He told us to protect the town if the ninja ever got violent. Is the priest the one who labeled me a ninja? Yeah, maybe, I guess. I lower the gun. I put it in my pocket. I dust off my hands. Tell the priest he can go to hell. Huh? That makes twice today I've sent a guy flying through the air. $7! The police investigator yells the name of an obscure marine organism before falling unconscious. He's heavier than the elderly man, but I still pull it off. Guess that's one more reason to hate the church. I toss the officer's guns into the trash and start heading towards Pacifica's house once again. There's nothing odd in particular about the rest of my journey. And I'm not just saying that because of how bizarre the journey has been so far. I just mean I keep walking, making progress, and eventually reach my destination. Pacifica's house is a little bit away from the center of town, but none of that really matters now that I'm here. It's a splendid house that even I can appreciate. It's different in every way from my apartment. It's spacious, warm, and standalone. You'd expect a rich, friendly family to live here. And yet Pacifica lives here by herself. But then again, so does every other ghost in town without exception. There's a weather-beaten sofa sitting out in front of the house, the ghost man sitting on it. He looks away as if I'm an eyesore. I don't remember this sofa, but maybe it just slipped my mind. It strikes me as strange that it's sitting outside all exposed to the elements. Then again, this whole town is weird at its core, so strange is nothing out of the ordinary. Now that I think about it, I remember this being the sofa Pacifica picked up from the garbage dump when we did garbage collection yesterday. I'm half relieved that I remembered and half sad that I forgot. The positive and the negative cancel out to zero inside my heart. I ignore the man and head to the door. After just a second of hesitation, I ring the bell. For an expensive-looking house, the doorbell sounds surprisingly cheap. After a moment of silence, the door opens abruptly. The thick panel of wood is almost perfectly soundproof, preventing me from hearing anything that might be going on inside. Yo. Contrary to my expectation, it's Anya who shows up rather than Pacifica. Oh, hello. I feel like I've stumbled onto the first step. I panic a little, but just a little, so I'm able to act natural. Nice weather we're having. It's night, and it's snowing. Ow. I stumble, stagger, and fall flat on my face. Metaphorically speaking, not physically. That's just what it feels like. It kinda hurts. Well, whatever. Come in. We've got coffee, black tea, and some weird herbal tea or whatever. What would you like? Anya heads back inside, beckoning me in. I follow and shut the bulky door behind me. Various sounds of the street suddenly fade into the distance, even sounds I didn't realize were there until they're gone. I went with coffee, 1 sugar. Why are all the drinks at this girl's house so good? They must be so expensive. So bougie. Saying that, Anya leads me through the hallway towards the living room. There's a nostalgic smell, the smell of town's ghosts, a sweet heavy smell reminiscent of a honey-scented candle. Since they disappear in the sun, sometimes it feels the only real thing about them is their smell. When I enter the living room, the smell gets even stronger. The room's decorated colorfully and cheerfully for the welcome party. Look, they've actually found streamers in that garbage dump. Good for you. There's a fireplace, but it's just for show. The room is actually heated by a large noisy heater. I hesitate before addressing Anya. Oh, do you just want a hot water? Sometimes you just want to drink plain hot water to feel something, huh? Isn't that a Chinese thing? No, not that. Anya can be kind of dense sometimes. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just how she is. You just gotta be direct with her. Where's Pacifica? No, she went to go pick up the new girl. Oh, I guess I jumped the gun then. I thought Pacifica had already started the welcome party. Am I late? Well, you are pretty late, but I think Pacifica's facing some issues on her end too. I'm a little worried that it's my fault since my violent rampage could have caused delays elsewhere in town. Speaking of my violent rampage, I wonder if Anya will hear about it soon. Pacifica's got ears everywhere, so she might have heard about it already. I feel dejected. I don't want to think about the subject. So let's switch gears. About how late am I? Relatively. Meaning? Look, if we had an accurate sense of time, we wouldn't say things like 9,999 years. I slip up again. But I guess the positive and negatives cancel out to zero again. Because now I know for sure that the elderly man's idea of 3 o'clock is nowhere to be found. I suppose you're right. Here. Anya hands me a mug. The coffee inside is so pitch black it almost looks like tar, like Grandma makes. You're not gonna say you don't want any, right? You used to drink this a lot, after all. Thank you. I drink it down. It seems sweeter than what I drank yesterday. Is it good? This reminds me of the last time I took a shower, Anya. Probably. What's that supposed to mean? Anyway, here. Anya hands me a tin the size of a matchbox. Thank you. Looks like they're mint-flavored tablets, which I don't think is a good match for coffee, so I put them in my pocket. Anya sits back on the sofa looking pensive, but not angry. At least that's what it looks like to me. She's got a mug in hand just like me. She stares at the surface of the black liquid. I stand at the entrance of the room, watching her. We really are kind of awkward, aren't we? I forgot to ask where to hang my coat. Say. Anya looks up. I start to worry that I've been staring too much at her. Yes? Sorry, if we're bothering you. Bothering me about what? That's what I should have asked. But I'm a little too late. Anya starts talking again before I say anything. If we're not bothering you, then that's fine, but I don't want to be a bother. That's just a lose-lose situation all around. Anya talks in intermittent bursts, so it takes me a moment to figure out what she's talking about. Are you talking about calling me over here? If it's a bother, then I'm sorry. You don't look like you're enjoying yourself too much, and you look like you hate it when I talk. I just want you to believe me when I say there's no hard feelings or anything. I feel a little hopeless. Though I don't know if hopelessness is something you can feel just a little of. It feels like a teensy tiny part of your heart has just been crushed. Overall, you might not be that hurt, but you feel hopeless in that small aspect. It's not like I hate being here with you. I say that loud and clear, I swear it. I suppose the obvious explanation here is that I'm lacking in sociability. Just a little. I should have smiled more, I should have come here sooner. Anya doesn't know about the scuffle I had outside, so she thinks I just dragged my feet to get here. I don't hate it at all. Anya looks at me. Now it's my turn to look down at my mug. Except I already drank up most of mine. So I've got no choice but to look back up. Well, okay, but... Anya looks at me again, with sad eyes. Eyes that make me sad too, though not as sad as her. But I wanted to do it, Anya murmurs. We decided that this is what we should do even if you hated us for it. What you should do? We wanted to make a new friend for you. It's the least we could have done. After all, it's almost like we had stolen ourselves from you, I guess. I get what she's trying to say. It's almost painfully obvious to me. We want you to have friends, even if you hate us. We could at least get the new girl to be your friend, couldn't we? But that part, I just can't understand. I'm sorry, I really am. I'm sorry if we're being too nosy, but still. You've got it all wrong. For a moment I thought I could hold myself back, but I realized I just can't. I shout. This is all just a big misunderstanding. Yes, this is a misunderstanding indeed. One huge misunderstanding. I hear a voice from behind. Pacifica's standing there with snow still clinging to her body. Pacifica? If you're wondering why I came back alone, it's because those poops at the poopy church kicked me out for some poopy reason. Pacifica talks up a storm in a single breath. She doesn't stop there. And yet I still did my best to leave with a smile, and what do I see? A stupid client calling out to me even though I said I'm closed today. But I still handled it with a smile. Anyway, I came back because I was worried about Sayoko. And what do I hear you telling her, huh? Look, I just felt like I had to say it. I mean, it's not fair to hide it from her, is it? Fair, I see, fair, huh? Look, timing is everything when you've got something to say. If everyone spoke what was really on their mind all the time, we'd have nuclear warfare or the world would be blown to bits. Assured mutual destruction. Don't you get it? I'm sorry. Pacifica's angry look causes Anya to completely shrink away. It's kind of sad to see her like that. It's okay. I don't mind at all. I speak up louder than I anticipated. The gloom in my heart seems to have dissipated. I suppose the gloom was blown away by Pacifica's whirlwind of complaints. That must have been her intention from the start. She's always one step ahead of me, huh? She's trying to make me a friend. It makes me happy to think about it like that. Why don't we just leave it at that? If you want me to hurl this empty-headed redhead out of the window, then just say the word. How about it? There's no need for that. You're too kind, Sayoko. Wouldn't you agree, Anya? I'm so sorry. It's okay, really. When I let out an exasperated sigh, Pacifica holds my hand. She then looks me in the eye and says, "You know as well as I do that this girl's kinda blunt. She doesn't mean anything bad by it, okay?" Okay, before I can find the next thing to say, the doorbell rings. Anya? Got it. Anya goes to the door in Pacifica's stead. It's probably that client again. Just tell him I'm busy today. Gotcha. Anya slowly disappears down the hallway. So slowly that you can clearly see how annoyed she is. So what are you trying to say, Sayoko? Oh, I was just thinking about how amazing you are, Pacifica. Tee, thanks, but what do we do now? We gotta take that girl home somehow. What's she like? Well, I only caught a glimpse of her. Suddenly... Gah! Anya shrieks at the front door. For a second, I think it's the police. But I just incapacitated them. And that gua sounded like a gua of annoyance or disgust more than anything. I wonder what that's about. Hey, Anya, what's wrong? Oh, I'll be right there, damn son of a bitch. An exasperated Anya peeks into the living room. Passy, you've got a visitor. It's the nun! A small creature hops up from behind Anya. Or at least that's what it looks like. It's obviously not an animal. Thanks for inviting me even though you're so busy. Whoa! What a lovely house you have. You weren't invited. The small creature is actually just a child. Well, I'm not exactly an adult myself, so am I a child too? I don't think I give off childish vibes, though. Do people only see others as children if they think of themselves as adults? See what I mean, Gwen? Am I right? What evil have you ushered into my house? Pacifica furrows her eyebrows. This little girl couldn't possibly be that harmful, could she? Wasn't she called a nun in the dream? Was that a joke? I can't tell. Nice Argyle shirt. Oh wow, you must be the ninja everyone's talking about. It's a super honor to meet you in person. As soon as the girl notices me, she speaks up with sparkles in her big round eyes. Oh, I probably am. Hi. It's a pleasure to meet you. She takes a few steps towards me. She then cutely removes her glove and reaches out for a handshake. There really shouldn't be anything cute about removing a glove, but somehow she pulls it off. When she pulls it off. When I timidly reach out my hand, she giggles as she takes my hand in both of hers and firmly shakes it up and down. Kawaii. What's with the disgust? She seems like a polite young girl. And that's exactly why. Say, Clara, shouldn't you introduce yourself? You're right. The girl named Clara hops back, straightens her posture, and looks me in the eye again. My name's Clara. I'm an apprentice nun at the church. Please bear with me as I learn. She bows her head. Not her upper body, just her head. An awkward gesture for sure, but that awkwardness only adds to her cuteness. She's got a very cute face, but she doesn't seem to realize it herself. It looks like she's trying her best to please everyone in her own way. She's perfect because of her imperfections. At least that's the impression I get from her.
See?
I'm sure you understand now, Sayoko. Huh? What? You see, this girl isn't clergy or anything. She's just a normal girl, but she's always around the church because she adores the priest.
Oh, God. What are you admitting there?
So you hate her because she's a church spy? That's about a third the reason why, yes. She may look cute and innocent, and she's even modest and unaware of how cute she is, so she does cutesy kitty stuff every now and then.
She's like a grandma. She's knitting a sock.
Or a sweater. That's why everyone loves her. She's perfect. And because she's loved, her perseverance is unbending. So she's so pure it makes everyone love her all the more. Why do you hate her? Few people hate that kid. That's why she can't even tell if someone hates her or feels uncomfortable around her. And that just makes everyone around her love her more and more. So she's happy every day, and so is everyone around her. There's something blood-curdling about Pacifica and Anyan's explanation. The way they're blocking the exit as they talk makes it feel like they're initiating me into some sort of cult. I suppose that's pretty much the opposite of what they're doing now. Everyone loves that kid. She's cute, cheerful, unbiased, with her unconditional love, and she has an irresistible charm. Is she bathing right now?
I haven't done anything worthy of praise. I just want to be like the priest.
Ah. She's got a very cute face, but she doesn't seem to realize it herself. Looks like she's trying to please everyone her own way.
Why did she take all of her clothes off and take a shower?
She's perfect because her imperfections. I took another look at the nun in training in front of me. What? She
kind of pisses me off.
I know, right? It seems we've come to an understanding. So basically, it boils down to how it makes one feel to see this perfect little girl living her perfect little life. Many people will probably think she's cute, but some won't. So you're projecting and using her as a scapegoat for your own inadequacy. You could say that. Well, I guess it's kind of creepy everyone likes someone, so I guess that's natural. I won't deny it, but I won't apologize for it either. Okay, let's toss her into the fireplace. It's been a while since that thing's been useful. Eek, oh Miss Anya, what a funny joke. Oh, come on, damn it. Anya looks upward pleadingly, as if she's given up on everything. She then shuffles over to the sofa and collapses onto its soft fabric. Clara sees that and says, "Miss Anya, you're so funny," which only causes Anya to groan again. Well, anyway, what brings you all the way out here today? I've got a bit of a hunch. Pacifica crosses her arms and gives Clara an ice-cold glare. But Clara just looks back at her with an unbatting eye. Without batting an eye. I can't believe it. Oh, right. It seems there's a misunderstanding about the new ghost in town, so... I've had enough of the poopy priest's excuses. The priest isn't poopy. The poop isn't priesty. He's a priest. He's a poop. Priest. Proop. Priest? Priest. Poop. Wait, they've switched positions. Okay, fine. He's not a priest. He's a poop. I get it. Yeah, he's poop. What? Would you cut it out with the hua, you poop? The priest is a wonderful man. I'm sure he has his reasons. I believe you'll understand one day. Miss Pacifica. What reason could he possibly have to label the new girl dangerous and lock her up? I'm sure he cannot give away any reason that people would understand right now. I believe he'll explain in full when the time comes. Is it xenophobia? Is it because she's from the outside? So why did you come here, personally? I didn't want you to hate the priest, so I came here to come to his defense on his behalf. So you're saying the poop didn't send you here personally? Nah, you should have just said that sooner. I thought for sure the poop had entrusted you with some poopy message. No matter how much Pacifica makes fun of the priest, Clara's eyes never lose their shine. I could do nothing but shudder as I watched the conversation unfold. I want to see this priest. I mean poop. The priest delivers the word of God to us, and Clara wants to deliver the word of the priest to everyone. Anya. I heard ya. Poop poop. Don't bother with the fireplace, the window will do. It saves us the trouble of cleaning up. You think so? I always thought the girls who pulled the whole cutesy act deserved to die in a fire. Defenestrate her! Hey, this isn't the time to joke around. I'm not leaving until this misunderstanding is cleared up. I know that you will understand. Clara shuts her eyes as if completely pleased by her own words. Feed her a mint. Kids love mints. She's acting like a ghost, as if the sort of incorporeal ghost that's tricky to deal with since any attacks phase right through it. A troublesome specter that's always present and can never be interacted with. I see. Please leave. You can either leave through the door or the window. Your choice. No, I'm not leaving. Let's be friends, Miss Pacifica, Miss Anya, and Miss Ninja. Okay, look, I'm not a ninja, okay? I see. You've chosen the window, then. Pacifica lets out an exasperated sigh. Pacifica, you're not actually gonna throw this child out the window, right? I won't give in to fear. You're the ones who are afraid. But it's okay. Everything will be okay. God loves all his children after all. Pacifica? Amen. Pacifica grabs Clara by the shoulder. You are not actually going to throw a child out a window, right? Oh my god! I feel tired all of a sudden. Today's just the worst. What were her final words? Hawa. Why would you say Hawa when you've been thrown out of a window? At least say Eep or something. Guys probably like that part about her. The Hawa part, I mean. The wind's blowing in through the broken window, but none of us complain. We would rather invite the cold in than invite her. The decorations sway in the chill, invisible wind. Anya and Pacifica ignore it as they sit back on the sofa. I'm sorry you went through all this for me. I sit directly on the floor, a little bit away from them, and lean against the wall. Warm air rises so much colder near the floor than you'd expect. I hate myself for failing to find a better seating position. Having failed to accomplish their duty, the welcome party decorations look somewhat cold. That poor new ghost, I hope for her sake that she's not the cutesy type. Don't worry about it, I'm not mad at you, Sayoko, I'm mad at the church. You know that, don't you? Well, yeah, but I was thinking I caused you a lot of trouble. I don't know the specifics, but I realize Pacifica's worked really hard. For my sake. So that she could make me a friend. Even if I stop being her friend. What's that supposed to mean? I didn't hear everything that dummy Anya over here said, but it's not like we want to stop being friends with you or anything. We just wanted to do something for you, as a token of reconciliation. But physical objects quickly disappear, you know, so we wanted to give you a friend. It's like planning a surprise party. We've already gotten this far, so we might as well see this whole thing through. Right? We didn't mean to trick you or anything, honest. Yeah, I understand. It's okay. Actually, I should be apologizing for all this trouble I've caused. Before I can finish that thought, I sink into silence. I'm cold, the heater's on, but that's like bailing out a sinking ship with a thimble. It's too cold for comfort. Aren't you cold? Why not sit over here? Yeah, that's right. Pacifica and Anya scooch over and make some room for me in the middle. It should be much better than the floor. And we might all be warmer if we share body heat. I get up, stand in place, and hesitate for quite some time. In the end, I decline the offer. I tell them I'm going home since I'm tired today. Okay, sorry about today. I'll plan a bunch of stuff and get it all prepped by tomorrow, so please come back once you wake up. I'll be waiting. Let's drink coffee again. Sure. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, let me walk you. I tell her she can just walk me to the entrance as we part ways. The moment the door closes, I can hear Anya's voice through the gap saying, maybe I should go home too. The sky is still dark. There's still ghosts coming and going around this time. Considering the whole commotion earlier, I should probably avoid Main Street. I walk stealthily, avoiding contact with others. I don't feel especially cold since it was already pretty cold inside the room. They wanted to make a new friend for me. That's what those two said. I feel that's part of why I was so intrigued by the idea of a new ghost in town, too. Anya, Pacifica, and I have all ended up getting ourselves quite the reputation. A new ghost would be convenient as a friend since she won't be aware of any of the town's history. She's equally distant from everyone, so if we get to her first, we're sure to get on her good side. That's probably what I've been subconsciously thinking. The subconscious is an amazing thing, huh? I think my subconscious is smarter than I am. So, in other words, their present matches my needs. Regardless of how they try to show it, they treat me like a friend. It truly does feel like a present. But if they want me to have a present, even though I won't be their friend anymore, it doesn't really make me happy. Huh? I sigh. I want to be friends with them forever. I never really thought I needed a new friend. I'm satisfied just spending time with the two I have. But saying that I would be like telling them, no thanks, I don't want your present. I don't want to do that. I feel like presents should make both the recipient and their giver happy. I mean, I've given presents myself before. Haven't I? Hopefully I have. I desperately search through my empty memory and arrive at my apartment before I know it. I'm home. Pacifica's house isn't that far away, but I feel like I've walked quite a distance. I wonder what happened to the elderly man and the police. Hopefully they don't come for revenge. I don't want to be thrown and shot repeatedly as payback. Payback, that gives me an idea. Oh, yeah. I figured out something I can do. Maybe I can pay them back somehow. I don't think I've really used my brain to think up something like that in a long time. Teehee. I can't hold back a giggle. Just when they thought I was out. That's the cryptic thought that comes to mind. As soon as it crosses my mind, I tumble down the stairs. But that doesn't stop me from thinking about how I can pay them back.